Hey guys, welcome back to Millionairman. I just wrapped up an interview with Airman First Class Auto. This guy saved $25,000 in just 2 years of being in the military. When I talk about being focused and being driven, he's definitely one of those people. So hopefully you guys enjoy this interview and you learn something from it, and hopefully you guys like it. So comment, subscribe, and let's get into the interview. All right, Airman Lozado, tell me and our beautiful audience a little bit about yourself.
My name is Victor Lozada. I came from Florida and I enlisted in the Air Force about 2 years ago. And it was during that time and a little bit prior was when I started becoming wiser about my money and saving up.
What got you wanting to join the Air Force?
I could not be able to get into college that I wanted. And so I ended up joining the military just so I can actually get further my education and my bachelor's and my associates.
Okay, cool. So one thing that I talk about is the power of starting young when you are saving money. And a lot of people have the, I think, misconception that young people, especially us millennials, are not interested in saving for their future, not interested in retirement planning, and they're just focused on the now. 20 years old?
Yes, sir.
Right? 20 years old, and you were able to save how much money?
A little over $25,000.
$25,000. And how long did it take you to do that?
Just a little over 2 years.
And this started after you joined the Air Force?
It started a little bit before I joined the Air Force.
Okay, so when did it start? Tell me about that.
So it kind of started after I graduated from high school, and I got my first real job. That when I started saving money was at Captain D's in Germany at the BX.
Fish place?
Yes,
Oh.
fish place.
I love our Captain D's. All right.
It was quite the experience. So from there,
How much were they paying you?
they were paying me $10.81 at the start.
Okay.
Yeah,
1081.
$10.81, and then after that, I moved from Captain D's to working at the main shop inside the BX, and I never really hanged out with my friends after we graduated. Everyone kind of went their own way. Everyone went back to the States to go to college. So I wasn't really spending money for 6 months prior when I joined the military. So that really, I guess without me knowing, that kind of got me started on saving. I was just accumulating money over time.
So you say that because you weren't, I guess, influenced by some of your friends and constantly going out and things like that helped you to save money.
Yes.
Do you find that a lot of your peers now in the military don't adopt that same type of mentality, or are they kind of, doing the same things that you did?
Hard to say. I feel like that people in the military now, especially the millennials, they really want to go travel the world and experience, which is a very great thing. And I would really highly recommend that if you have the chance to do it, and do it. But I feel like I know most people, they do end up spending a lot more than what they can actually earn. I think it's a good time for them to actually save up money because they'll have a lot of time.
So you say it's important to save money, but at the same time, you don't want to postpone, the present.
Yes.
Solely focus on the future.
Yes.
And I think that makes a lot of sense. I do the same things. A lot of people try to tell me that, hey, you should be traveling more or you should be spending more, but those aren't really my value sets.
Yeah.
So I do spend money on things that I appreciate,
Yeah.
but I think it is different for everybody. I know that we spoke at work a little bit about you and your father finding Dave Ramsey.
Yes.
Right? Can you tell the people a little bit about that process?
So my father found Dave Ramsey and he started listening to his podcast at first, and he was really in debt at the time. And so he was listening to him, and Dave Ramsey really spoke to him. He cut off pretty much anything like going out to eat, like theaters, movies, everything, even traveling. He kind of stopped that as well, and he started. He worked on a plan to get himself and his family out of debt, and yeah, he's almost out of debt now. I think he has maybe one more payment, and then he'll be completely debt free.
When did he start the debt free thing?
I believe he started in 2016.
So 3 years ago. Okay, so this was before you joined the military.
Yes.
So you kind of saw him go through that process.
Yes.
And did you want to join in on it, or was it just something that you saw him do and you felt like this is the way forward?
So
Or were you kind of already like, yeah, I was gonna do this?
yeah, I was already kind of doing it. I wasn't trying to get into any debt. But then he started telling me about Dave Ramsey, what he was doing. And my father is actually my financial advisor. And so he kind of prevented me from getting, like making any payments towards like a car or like a credit card. He's trying to get rid of all that. And I know Dave Ramsey is really set on not, your money is your money. Like, do not have anyone else take your money.
Right.
So I think that's where he's coming from. And then he just taught me about that. And I just never really just went away from him, I guess. I just kind of just followed him.
So you talked about saving the $25,000, which is incredible, right?
Yes.
$25,000 at 20 years old. What is your goal with that money, and where do you see yourself in the future, 10, 15, 20 years from now?
So my goal really for my money is just keep on saving. I'm going to be in the workforce for at least another 20 years. I still see myself trying to find those things I really want to be good at, things I really want to do, to contribute my part in the world. As for my financial goals, 20 years, hopefully I'll have my own house, my own family, and then hopefully by that time I can teach everything that I've learned through my father and teach my kids the same way.
Is having a family a financial goal?
It is, I think.
And by your family?
Yes. Sometimes you have to.
Oh, okay. So you said that you want to save. So where do you keep your money?
So I like to keep my money in a bank, very safe place.
Do you invest any of it at all?
I do. I have a TSP.
What's TSP?
That's a great question. I don't know what it stands for. I know
You just know
called-
it's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know what, and that's I think that's fine, because I know when I started my TSP when I first joined, and I understood the concept of it, but I didn't really understand what it was.
Yes.
Right now, I would self-proclaim myself an expert in what the TSP is. I love TSP. It's a thrift savings plan, so it's essentially the military's version of a 401k that you would get on the outside. It's very easy to understand, unlike a lot of other 401ks or 457s or 403bs. It has 5 funds, 6 if you include the life cycle funds, and it gives you an opportunity to invest for retirement. And this year they just increased the limit to $19,000, right? So you use your TSP as an investment engine. Anything else?
No, that's really.
How much of your pay do you put in your TSP?
I'm putting in 20%,
20%.
and then the
Do you know how much that is per month?
about $400 a month.
$100. Nice. Gosh. Okay. Yeah. If you do that over 20 years, do you realize, or have you ever thought about being a millionaire
Every day.
every day?
Yes.
And what does that do for you?
It just really sets you up for the rest of your life. I would assume. Um,
How does that keep you focused knowing that?
so pretty much just says that you worked hard to get here, and that you are pretty much just not. I don't want to say not. You can do whatever you want, but you can be well off being comfortable in your in your current situation. If you do reach that $1 million.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I know a lot of people say that one, they say $1 million isn't a lot of money,
Mhm.
which I think is ridiculous. Is it enough money to, if you got $1 million today, live the rest of your life in a lap of luxury? Probably not.
No.
Maybe 70, 80 years ago, yeah. But is it still a lot of money? Absolutely. Do you think that right now you have the knowledge to put forth a plan to reach that goal?
Oh, definitely not.
You don't.
No.
So what kind of things are you doing um, to get there?
So right now I'm currently working on getting my associates through the Air Force, and so once I get that, I'm able to start working on my bachelor's. I'm trying to get my bachelor's before my 6 years are up.
So that's a good thing, right? So do you think that you have to continue um, the standard pathway of education to reach your financial goals, or do you think you can do it another way?
Oh, you can definitely do it another way. I've known people who've done art commissions for fun, and they get paid that way, and they haven't taken any kind of art classes. I know people became entrepreneurs, and they haven't taken a business class, and I feel like it's really all about the experience. Um, I know my father used to say he would rather take experience over education any day, because those people actually know how how it works.
You said that you want to work first for another 20 years,
Yes.
which would put you at 40.
Yes.
So, have you ever heard of FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early?
I have not.
So that's a movement where kind of talks to what you just said. So you gain financial independence, which means you have enough money to sustain your lifestyle, and then you retire early. A lot of people retiring early at 40 is a pipe dream, right? Nobody really thinks about that. The average age 62 to 65. People start collect their Social Security and they leave their job after about 40 years of work. So to retire at 40, tell me what you think that retirement would be for you.
Um, I think that the retirement at 40 would be, I feel like it would be pretty, I don't want to say easy life, but I think it would be a pretty laid back life.
Okay. Do you tell your peers about your financial success or the knowledge that you have? Because a lot of people think that they have to. I know you mentioned, getting your degree and things, but even just your mentality of discipline and focus could be enough to get some people on the right track. I know you were telling people about like why it's not good to have credit cards or some of the things that Dave Ramsey teaches. Do you talk to some of your peers and counsel some of them?
I do not. I feel like that I do not have enough financial, can't think of words right now, financial knowledge that like you would have, or maybe some of my older friends would have, to actually go out and talk to other people about my financial status.
See, and that's why I wanted to talk to you, because really the story is really powerful, right? Just to be able to say that you saved this much money in 2 years in the military. I can tell you that I know when I was in the dorms, I would look out into the parking lot and it looked like a used car lot or a new car lot, right? People had brand new cars because it was the first time that they ever got money. They were going out every weekend doing God knows what. They were going on shopping sprees, that first, month, 2 months after your basic training, you get that, probably like $3,000-$4,000 paycheck. And everybody's just so excited to spend that. So your story of saying, hey, I didn't do that when I first got out, and I saw that I can accumulate, this money to a point that 2 years in, I've got a cushion of money that if I wanted to do something most people in your situation wouldn't be able to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be that you are a financial advisor or a certified financial specialist like myself. Like you don't have to have any degrees or things to the end of your name. It's just saying, hey, this is what I did, and it might be able to help you, because a lot of people have literally no clue when it comes to finances. What is something you're passionate about? Do you know yet?
Video games and
Video
computers.
games. Video games and computers. I think that's a 20-year-old answer, right? I think that's what I was probably passionate about when I was 20 years old. Well, thank you for sitting down and talking to us about what you've done. I do want to ask you one final question, and you can be totally honest.
Okay.
All right. Do you believe, or do you not believe, that money can buy happiness?
I do believe it can. And the only reason why I say this is because I feel like that in order to have true happiness, you need to have everything be going so well for you. You just need to have everything set up for you, that no matter how long you are alive for, that you can always, there's going to be no issues whatsoever. And so I feel like money is a big part of it. I feel like you do need to have that financial stability, and this is where I think money buys it, is because you just need to have money in order to be happy, in order to have everything else be set up for you in the future.
All right. Well, that is what I believe to be a future millionairman. Airman First Class was out. Thank you so much for being a part of this interview. My first interview on Millionairman. Hopefully you guys like it. What do they say on Instagram? Or how's it go?
Please share, like, and subscribe.
There it is.
Yeah.
Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to see more of this in the future, let me know. So thank you very much.
I feel like people are just paying their money to other people, and so I feel like that's their biggest downfall, is that they're not paying themselves first, and they're just paying like their bills, their car insurance, their phone, internet, everything that what they have, they're just paying out to them. And I also feel like people are just spending on things that they don't actually need. I feel like those are kind of the biggest things why they don't have enough savings for retirement, or they can't be able to pay that 400 surprise expense.